it is Nikki. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since I've done an actual writing vlog, so that is what we are doing this morning. I have roughly like 2 hours of free time ahead of me. This is my first day off in a few days, but today I'm actually helping to set up for VBS at my church. We're decorating. It's going to be like a medieval theme, so that's going to be really cool by the time we're finished. But I wanted to make sure that I got in the words that I need to get in today. Over the weekend, I normally take a little bit of a break, and especially since I was working this weekend, there wasn't a lot of time to work on my high priority project, so I want to make sure that I get some words in this morning. The first thing that I need to do is look over some of the feedback that I got from my last chunk so that I can know like what things I need to adjust for my next chunk. So I think I'm going to give myself like 10 minutes or something to go through the feedback, because that's like the trickiest part, so that I can start trying to incorporate that feedback into my new stuff. I have like 3 projects now that I want to be working on all the time. There's this one, there's my fantasy project or my prequel project, and now I have this portal fantasy idea that I really want to work on. So I'm going to try to be diligent and start the day with my editing, and then if I feel good about the progress I made there, I might spend some time doing some of the other stuff too. We'll see. Starting with a 10-minute sprint, let's go. Okay, so that took me longer than 10 minutes. I ran out my time and then I just kept going because I just wanted to finish it. I was able to get through all the feedback on that initial chunk, so now I can move on to working on my current chunk. So this is like kind of near the end of the story, just before the climax begins. We're getting near the end of Act 2 at this point. It's sometimes hard to keep track of feedback while working actively on the draft itself, instead of like doing it all in one chunk, like you draft and then you revise. But it is kind of helpful to learn things as you go. Okay, I kept making that mistake in the previous chapter, now I can correct that in this chapter and practice getting better at that. So that has been actually really fun, and then I'm also able to practice those skills whenever I just work on my for fun projects, because I remember the things and I'm able to reinforce those little tips that I got. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the big ones that were really like life-changing for me. Action tags, like I'm trying to convert more of my dialogue tags into action tags. I'm trying to limit the amount of times that I say said if I don't absolutely need to for the rhythm of the sentence. If an action tag will work better, I'm trying to like be on top of that and catch those things. Also little things like when you're telling something from the wrong POV. Like one of the lines that I just had, it was like from my female character's perspective, and she said that he went over here and grabbed this thing. And I didn't realize it until I saw the feedback in the note that was given, that like she wouldn't actually know that. Like from her POV, she would just see him leave and come back with a thing. She wouldn't know what he was going to get, which totally like slipped through the cracks for me. Like I didn't even pick up on the fact that I was stepping out of the POV that I was in to make that observation when she wouldn't even know that. It's just fun, like building up your toolbox of things to watch for. I'm keeping a list of all the like little tips and like things to look for, so that every time I write a chapter, I can like go over with that list, check all those things, switch over any Canadian spelling instead of American spelling, check my dialogue tags and my action tags and all those little things. It's fun building up that like repertoire of little tidbits of knowledge that I would not have found myself. Now I am going to move over to the chapters that I'm currently working on, so actually doing some drafting and editing. I'm going to give myself a 25-minute sprint just because that should be enough time for me to kind of sink my teeth into it. We'll see how it goes. I went over again. Oh my goodness. It's okay. I went through it and I was able to get almost to the end of the chunk that I'm currently working on. I'm still in like a revising kind of stage, so I'm trying to catch all those little things that I want to fix, but there are some things that I think I do have to rewrite. I just need to let them percolate more and figure out how exactly to shift those things around. I have a full day ahead of me, but I would really like to either come back to this or to flip over to one of my other projects so that I can get a little bit done there too. Last night I finished writing a chunk of my prequel project, which I've been looking forward to for so long. It was the first scene that you get to see between 2 characters who you find out in the original book were sort of like a couple almost, like unrequited love situation, but you never get to see them together because in the original, the female character is already dead at that point. So you just have like the leftover regrets and what ifs of the character who's left behind and never actually told her how he felt about her. So now I get to go back and write them young, and last night and over this weekend was the first time that I actually wrote that scene and explored what their dynamic was like together when they were young, and it was so cute. And it just was one of those times where you have like an image in your head of what you want it to be, and then you write it and it's like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is exceeding my expectations. So I was really happy about that because that does not happen all the time. I would like to talk more about some of the character things that are going on in that prequel project, but I will save that for another video. For now, I have to get ready to go. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that depending on what your schedule looks like today, you're able to get some words in today too. And whether or not you can, do not forget to spend some time in the clouds today.